One of the most powerful and effective ways of making your design look extraordinary, more appealing and visually interesting is by engaging text effect. And it is not just by engaging any kind of text effect, but by engaging relevant text effects that are relevant to the kind of design you are creating. And it is on this note that I will be taking you on a short journey into how I created this amazing masterpiece with Pixellab and Pixellab alone. And at the end of this short journey, you too will be able to create this particular text effect by yourself on your own from scratch with just Pixellab. So stay with me, stay tuned, and follow me carefully while I take you through this process. See you in the video. Alright, so once again you are welcome to this video tutorial, and like I said, I'll be taking you through the process behind this amazing design. This is actually a Photoshop text effect that I was able to recreate with Pixellab and Pixellab alone, and I'll be taking you through the process behind the text effect. Okay, so please stay tuned and follow me carefully. Okay, don't skip any part of this tutorial, don't skip any part, ensure that you follow carefully and you follow through meticulously so that you won't miss any important details in this tutorial. This is actually a 5-player text effect, but it is very simple. Like, it is actually very simple. Now, if you are new to this YouTube channel, you know what to do. Please just hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. Okay, so smash the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you will keep getting my amazing text effect tutorials on YouTube. And also turn on your notification bell so that YouTube can always notify you whenever I drop new text effect tutorial. Now, all the resources I'll be using in this particular tutorial, the images, the fonts, okay, the color palette too. I made the color palette available for you so that engaging or picking out the colors won't be difficult, so that you won't have to start trying to get the color codes used. Okay, so to avoid that, I've made the color palette available too, and the font, all the resources, just check the description box below. You are going to see the link to where you can get all of those for free, right? Okay, so yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is to clear this. I'm just going to clear this. Okay, I want to start from scratch. Please follow me carefully, like I said. So the first thing I'm going to do now after this is to change my size. Now, since this is actually a YouTube video and I'm working in landscape mode, so I will just change my size to YouTube banner size, and you can also work with that size too. Alright, so okay, now this is my size. Let me show you again. 2560 as the width and 1440 as the height. Click OK, and that's it. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing now is importing my color palette. Okay, I'll be importing my color palette, and please follow me carefully because there is a way I arrange the color palette so that it's going to be easy for you. I intentionally arrange it that way, okay, so that it's going to be very easy for you, and that is why I said don't skip any part so that you won't miss out on these important details. Okay, so this is my color palette and this is what I've got. I will just reduce the size and move this here. Alright, so that's not going to disturb my work. Then let me position it to the center. Now the first thing I'm going to do now is to click on my text, or before then just click on color, come to color, click on color, and let's change our background. Let's work on our background. So for my background, I actually use a gradient, so just click on gradient, click on plus, and here's the gradient that we are working with. Now don't change anything, don't tamper, don't change these are different gradient styles, but don't tamper with it, just leave it at this one. This is the one you should see when you click on plus. So now tap on this node, click on this, look at this, click on, please follow my cursor carefully, click on that. Now click on this color picker or eyedropper too, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, then pick the first color here, right? Pick the first color here, the first color from the left, mark it, okay. Tap on this other node and repeat the same process, but this time around you are picking the second color from the left. Then mark it OK. Then one more thing that you are going to do is to okay, don't tab out anything now, just leave it at this. Click on OK. All right, so just leave it at this. Yeah, just leave it at this, right? So mark it. So this is what we are working with, but then I need to adjust something. Just click on plus and then click on this particular function. Look at this, tap on it and it's going to alternate. Click on OK, mark it. So this is what I want to achieve and I've rightly achieved it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to click on A. Now if you let me just stroke our color palette so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing, so that it's not going to cover. Yeah, let me leave it at this so that you'll be able to see the color palette. Now click on A, click on plus, and our text is shiny, right? This is our text. Okay, now increase the size. All right, so this is our text shiny. Mark it. Increase the size to 265. The size I actually used for this is 265. So this one is 240. So let me just increase it manually from here. Then it has passed 265. So just adjust it. Just adjust it until you get 265. Mark it. This is our text. Now position it to the center. Ensure that it's well positioned. Okay. Ensure that whatever text you are working with is well positioned. Now tap on this and then go to fonts. Click on fonts. Click on my font. Tap on this and the font I use is, all right, I think it should be here. Look at it, Anja Elan's Accent Normal. Okay, like I said, just check the description box below. You are going to see the link to where you can get it for free. Click on this, okay, and here's what we've got. Now if you look at this, you will discover that some part of this wire appear to cut away. Please pay attention to my cursor, this part. So to solve that problem, just come to paddling. Look at paddling here. Click on paddling and increase the right padding to 10. Then do the same thing with left so that they will be balanced. Mark it. Then ensure that it's still well positioned. All right, ensure that it's still well positioned. All right, so this is what we are working with. Now we are done with this. We are not done with this layer yet, right? So the next thing I'm going to do now, just click on color. Like I said, click on color and you can change this color to whatever color you want to change it to. Let me pick black. All right, but then go to stroke, click on stroke, enable stroke, and then increase the stroke. Now change the stroke color to white, just white, pure white, and increase the stroke size to 32. All right, so my stroke width is 32. Mark it. Now go to 3D, click on the 3D test, enable 3D test. Now if you look at our 3D, you will discover that it appears broken. Our 3D appears broken. Yeah, that is normal with any phone if your phone is using Android 10 and above. Okay, so to solve that is actually very simple. Just scroll down to stimulate lightning. Look at stimulate lightning, then disable that. All right, so disable stimulate lightning, and like you can see, our 3D is back to normal. So now scroll down. The view type, look at view type. The view type we are working with is not perspective. For this particular tutorial, in the previous tutorial that I've dropped on this channel, if you are new to this channel, you can check them out. There are some text effects that we actually use perspective for, but then for this we are using oblique. So just click on oblique, and here's what we've got. Now reduce the depth to 5, just 5. Now our darken, just leave our darken at 35. All right, our darken is going to be 35. Then come down, look at oblique angle. Just adjust the angle, yes, to 270. All right, yeah, 270. Then mark it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to add shadow. Just scroll down, go to shadow, click on shadow, enable shadow. All right, so this is shadow. Then for shadow, what we do now is to reduce the opacity to 82. just leave the opacity at 82, then increase the blur radius to 14, then come down and adjust the offset Y to 13. All right, so this is what I'm trying to say, 13. Okay, so this is what I've got. Mark it, and then we are done with this layer. Now click on this layer, ensure that it's still well positioned, right? It's covered that it is no longer well positioned, but then ensure that your test, what you are working with is well positioned. Mark it. Now copy this layer, then remove the shadow. Okay, remove the shadow, remove the 3D, click on 3D test and disable it too. So this is what we are working with now. Now ensure that it is well positioned. Go and position it again. Look at it, position it, right? Like you can see, position it again. All right, okay, but for this we are working with a gradient color. All right, so for this we are working with a gradient color. Just click on, okay, click on color. All right, but before then go to stroke, click on stroke and disable stroke too. So this is the only thing we are working with now. Look at this, is our test. This is just the test we are working with. So mark it, and then like I said, position it to the center. All right, then go to color, click on gradient. Now click on this same gradient. Look at whatever gradient that you work with or whatever color you work with is going to come here, more like recent gradients. If you click on color to look at, these are the colors I work with recently. So click on gradient, and this is the gradient for our background, for our test. But then I don't want to confuse you, so just click on plus and let's create a new one from scratch. Very simple, just tap on this node, but this time around we are picking this third color, right? We are picking this third color here. Mark it, okay, and tap on this other one and pick the next color after it, this particular color, that's second to the last from the left. All right, mark it and okay. Now move this here a bit. Okay, move this here a bit. Oh, okay, then move this here a bit too. All right, so you see what I just did, move this here a bit and move this here a bit. Now click on okay, and here's what I've got. Mark it. All right, so let me just come to click on this particular layer, that first layer, and change the color because it looked like there's something dark at the back. So let's just choose the same color. All right, so I think it's now perfect. Okay, so but then here's what we've gotten so far. And so the next thing I'm going to do to this layer now is go to shadow. Click on, we are still working with this layer, right? So just go to shadow, click on shadow. Where is it? No, not stroke, don't adjust the stroke, just click on shadow. But before you click on shadow, just copy this layer, then hide this one. All right, hide this one. So come back to this and go to shadow, click on shadow. All right, so this is the shadow, but then you are going to adjust our shadow. The our opacity is 84 for the shadow here. The opacity is 84. The blur radius is 5. The blur radius is 5, just 5, right? So just leave it at 5. Don't tamper with the outer glow. Our offset X is 0, our offset Y is 5. So reduce this to 5. All right, so this is what we are working with. So mark it and ensure that it's still well positioned. Now click on this other layer that we hid, this particular layer. Look at it, copy it too, then hide the one that you copy, right? You know, I don't know if you get the if you understand what I'm doing. Okay, so that I won't have to start disabling all of those, so that I can just work with the normal layer I'm supposed to work with, and that is why I am doing all that. All right, so now we are on the third layer. This is our third layer. Now for this third layer, it is actually very simple. We want to create our emboss effect. Now if you use Pixellab and you use Android 10 and above, you will realize that whenever I use, there's an emboss function actually on Pixellab, but then it's not functioning. Why? Simply because I don't know, I think it has to do with the Android version, because from Android 10 and above, whenever I use the emboss function, it breaks. So at this point we need the emboss function. So the next alternative, the best alternative we can go with now, is to create our own from scratch. and that is why I'll be creating mine from scratch. So just pay attention to the way I'll be doing it. All right, so now this is it. All right, this is it. So just come to color, click on color, click on plus, no, click on normal color this time around, click on normal color, this color, click on plus, and then reduce the transparency to the highest. So it's not going to have any color. Look at it, you can't see anything. Right now, go to inner shadow, click on inner shadow, click on inner shadow, enable inner shadow. Now you can see now that you can see something. Please pay careful attention. You can see now that you can see something, this stroke, the inner shadow rather. Yeah, the inner shadow. So for that, yeah, for the inner shadow, our inner shadow color is white, so just click on white. That is our inner shadow color. Our inner shadow color is white. The blur radius is 4. Now our white is going to be a bit transparent. Now to do this, you can see now that from these options here, there is no there's no transparency. Just click on plus, then move this up a bit. Please pay careful attention. All right, so move this up a bit. All right, so just adjust it a bit, not too much, just move it up a bit. Okay, all right, I think this is actually a great one. Now our offset X is going to be 0, but our offset Y is going to be 7. So just leave our offset Y at 7. Look at it, 7. Now mark it. This is it. Just go to relative position again, click on relative position and ensure that it's well positioned again. Now you can see the difference is beginning to make sense. Now tap on this and move this up a bit to cover. If I should zoom my work, you will realize that it appears like there's a blue line. Look at it, as if that emboss is not covering everything. So to solve that, it's actually very simple. Just come to move, positioning, and move it up a bit. Right, if you still need to add one more, please add, mark it. All right, so this is what I've got. Now another thing I can do is to go to inner shadow again and still increase the offset Y. All right, so yeah, let's just leave it at 9 for now. If there's need to adjust it again, we'll definitely do that. All right, so now we are going to the next layer. All right, now for this, just tap on this one that we hid again, this particular layer that we hid. This is it, right, to front. This is it. Now for this particular layer too, the color is, we are going to be working with inner shadow here. Now since we are only going to be working with inner shadow here, I'm just going to hide this particular layer again. Then this particular layer that we only use inner shadow for, I'm going to copy it. The reason I'm using this, you can actually use any other one, but the reason I'm using this is so that to save time, and since it's going to make me be able to achieve what I want to achieve faster. Because if I use any other one, I'm going to also have to remove color. So now I'm working with this. Just go to inner shadow, go to, where is it, click on inner shadow again. But this time around, our inner shadow color is, okay, just pick this color for our inner shadow, this last one here, right, this last one here, mark it, look at it. Okay, and our blur radius is 2. Just leave that. Our blur radius is 2. Then offset X is 0, offset Y is -8, -8. That is offset Y, -8. Mark it and position it to the center. All right, so our text effect is beginning to take shape. Ensure that you position it to the center. All right, so you can see now, you can see the difference. Okay, let me hide this so that you see the difference I'm talking about. Look at it. All right, so you can see that it's no longer just plain. Now I want to move this particular one to the front, this one that I hid. Then make it visible, right, make it visible. This is going to be our last layer. Now move it to front, right, move it to front. Yeah, move it to front. And now for this, ensure that it's well positioned. Just pay attention at this point. Now go to color, now go to stroke rather, click on, where is it, click on stroke, where the texture rather, just click on texture, and then I'll pick my texture. All right, I'll just pick my texture. Okay, this is my texture, so just tap on it, look at it. So yeah, this is my texture, look at it. So it's going to be available for you in the comments in the description box, like I said. So just check the description box below. So adjust it, like you can see I'm adjusting it carefully, and just try it out. Alright, I think I need to adjust it again. I couldn't pick it very well, so you have to adjust it until you get it. If you have to zoom, you can zoom. Alright, so just adjust. Yes, okay, so this is what I've got. Alright, so let me tap on this. Okay, I think this is great now. I was able to pick it very well here. Alright, so I'll just leave it at this. Okay, mark it. Though yours can be better than this, right? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to click on shape. Alright, so just tap on this particular function, click on shape, reduce the size and move it on any of these whites. Alright, mark it so you can see that it's no longer visible. Now just pick this particular one and this layer, then merge them together. Alright guys, this is what we've got. Look at it. I've been able to convert the text to shape. That is the whole idea. I'm converting the text to shape. Now come to erase color, click on erase color, enable erase color. Now you can see that the white color has been erased. Go back, erase color. Now let me, alright, increase the tolerance. Look at it. Or rather, let me try to erase the black color. Okay, no, I think the white color will be the best. Alright, so increase the tolerance to 70. Now come down, scroll down, go to color, click on the color, and then our color for this particular shape. Now you know we've converted it to shape. So for this particular shape, our color is a gradient color. Click on gradient. Yeah, now click on plus. Yeah, tap on this. Now the color code for this, the color palette is also going to be made available. The color code for this is 0163FE. So we have 0163FE. The color code is going the color palette is going to be available. Okay. Now tap on this, and the color code for this is 2dB 7FF. So we have 7FF. Mark it okay and okay. Alright, so just like our other gradients, just move this here a bit, move this here a bit too, then click on OK, and here's what we've got. Now mark it, and the next thing you're going to do now is to reduce the opacity to 40. Yeah, or to any number that you feel you are comfortable with, but then mine is 40. So this is it. This is what I've gotten, guys. Yeah, but then I'm not just going to leave it at this. Now if you notice, you realize that this particular layer is covering, look at it. If you look at, let's look at this for example, let's take this for example. Look at this, you can see that it's covering that white, our emboss effect. So to adjust that is very simple. Just tap on this, look at it, tap on this layers, then move this layer to the back, all right, so you can see the difference. Now move this particular one too. All right, so I think it's okay this way. This particular one is okay this way, and this one is okay this way. This is our inner shadow. All right, so guys, this is what I've got. This is our text effect. Let me delete this. I feel like this shadow is too dark. Click on the first layer again, and just at this point now you can begin to just adjust it to your tastes, to your taste. All right, so I think this is cool now. Yeah, and then you can save your work. So just tap on this, click on save as image, and then I like to save in PNG. Then yeah, ultra, and then you can save your work to gallery, and then your text effect is ready. So thank you for staying with me to this point. If you follow me to this point, do well to hit the subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. And also you can check out my other text effect tutorials if you've not seen them. Thank you for staying to this point. I'm going to see you in the next one.